Hi, my name's Justine, and I'm a big fan of what you talk about because a lot of it is about thriving in that space of discomfort and sort of keeping going through that. Now, you're clearly very successful and people look at all of this. Do you have any personal practices or professional practices or rituals or routines that help sort of ground you in your own conviction and intuition, kind of cultivating that so that you can keep going forward, but also motivating others and inspiring others and leading others?
Listen, I think that if there was one thing, I have an obsession with feedback, right? Like getting it, because it's hard. and also, I think actually, the more senior you become in anything, the actually less people want to give it to you until it's like emperor's new clothes, right? And you literally think you're doing a great job and you actually aren't. So one of the things I try to always do and struggle with to some extent is just get like real feedback. You know, asking people point blank, like if you had to think of 3 things that I screwed up in this talk, like what are they? You know, just please tell me so I can actually get them right next time. By the way, email me, tell me. So I think that that's part of it, because it also, first of all, it does keep you it keeps you grounded, it keeps you learning, it keeps you humble, it makes you better. And which is one of the reasons why I feel like feedback is one of the most commonly left on the table non-financial rewards that none of us ever get but deserve. If you're not getting feedback from your team or in your workplace, and chances are a lot of you probably are not, like it's yours, you deserve it. Like it's actually gold, right, for your career to know that one thing that you don't see about yourself that everyone else sees that may be inhibiting your career or getting in the way of clients recommending you to other people. Whatever that stuff is, it's all there for all of us. There's always something. If you're not cognizant of what that is, you know, you're getting cheated out of your own compensation. So I mean that, and I try to do that. The other benefit, by the way, of me asking the people that I work with or who work for me for feedback is then they kind of feel like they have to ask me for feedback. You know, and then I'm like, well, now that you asked, you know, so it's a good trick.
My coworker and I, we love XD, but we're getting our developers into it, our UX designer even, our upper level management, not just XD, but like new products in general. Do you have any advice for 2 designers who really want to push these new ideas and get these old school people to step it up?
Why, yes, I do. So listen, I mean, XD, you know, Adobe has built this like little kind of crew internally that is sort of protected from the mothership, if you will, to think about the future of experience design. And they're thinking about it from the standpoint of, okay, it needs to be cloud first, not just limited to the desktop. It needs to have the industrial grade performance of a desktop application. It needs to be a platform for third parties. It needs to also help you think about voice interfaces and AR and future things that designers will ultimately have to play in but don't know how to yet. So they're kind of taking the long-term view there, which is a struggle, because sometimes I'm like, guys, we just have to be competitive with what else is in the market and make sure we have all those features done too. One of the things that the team is trying to do is build a whole new suite of features around how developers and designers can work together with less friction. So they are doing that. We actually have a beta of a few things out. So if you're not on that, let me know. But it's you know, I think also another thing that's going to help you soon is full compatibility with other file format out there in the experience design space, so people can have like seamless compatibility and not feel like if they're working with someone on another tool that they can't easily work together. So we have a few things in the pipeline, but just generally, I would say back to like the whole kind of A/B testing, optimizing how you work thing. I just think it's healthy for teams to try new tools and then revert back to the previous version if it doesn't work. But what we tend to do in all tools in our life is we just keep using what's working. And I hate the buzzy euphemism thing of like, don't fix it if it ain't broke. Because ultimately, you will never optimize out of the peaks that you can see unless you actually do try to fix something that's working. And so whatever it is, whatever practices or things you are doing that you think are super important to how you work, right, are critical, you should be doing these A/B tests of like, let's try this tool for a week, let's try this process for a week, let's not meet on Tuesdays for a week, and let's see if we feel we are better or worse than the previous version. So I actually think that's a generally healthy thing. As for XD, it's up to you guys, but if you want the beta, let me know. All right. All right, is that it? Great, thank you.
Can I give you a hug?
Give me a hug. Oh my God, thanks again.